Over 7, it's Quentin here. I just want to let you guys know we're going to be doing a new devotional. We're going to be talking about strengths, struggles, and true forgiveness. It starts today, so go check it out.
Hey 24/7, I have a question for you. Are you building your life on a fault line? You know, earthquakes are dangerous. Their destructive power is actually uncontrollable. An earthquake happens when two of the Earth's plates that are resting against one another start to shift. These massive underground rock plates create a lot of friction and pressure, and when the plates start to break down, that causes the shifting to take place, the pressure's released, and then the shaking that we feel starts. Earthquakes range in strength from not noticeable to complete destruction. Here's the thing though, earthquakes happen along what they call a fault line. It's where those two massive plates come together underground. When an earthquake happens, or if you're in an earthquake, stuff starts shaking, things start falling apart, and you stumble trying to walk. Just go watch a YouTube video of it. You'll see what I'm talking about. But you may feel that way right now. You may feel like your life's being shaken up, like your life's falling apart, or like the path you're walking on is hard to walk on without feeling like you're stumbling over every other step that you take. Here's the question. Is it possible that you have been building your life on a foundational fault line? You know, as Christians, we're supposed to build our life on one foundation. That foundation is Jesus Christ. And here's why this matters to us. If you're not building on a fault line, then you don't need to worry about earthquakes. Again, if you're not building on a fault line, you don't need to worry about earthquakes. That doesn't mean that times of shaking won't come. It just means that when the shaking happens, you'll be able to stand firm. Think of a chair with 4 legs. If you have it sitting on top of 4 different blocks under each leg, you're going to feel pretty solid. But if just one of those blocks is removed, it's going to start to feel shaky. What if 2 blocks are removed? You're probably going to fall over, or at the very best, be super unstable. But if all 4 legs are on the same massive concrete pad, even if you get shaken, you're going to be on a solid foundation, and you don't have to worry about one leg being left without support. Jesus actually teaches us this principle in Matthew 7:24 through 27. Here's what he says. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. Jesus makes it pretty simple. When your life is built on Jesus as your only foundation, come what may, you're going to be solid and endure. If you try building your life on more than just Christ, well, there's going to be some falling in your future. So again, have you built your life on some fault lines? Do you have more than one foundation for your life? Some people build on top of the foundations of relationships or athletics or money or popularity. But when those things change or aren't there anymore, they feel like they've been through an earthquake and that life is falling apart. But if you're built on the foundation of Jesus only, when those things change, and they will, or disappear from your life, you still have a solid place to stand. Jesus is the same yesterday and today and forever, as Hebrews 13:8 says. If you feel like your life is falling apart, it might be because you haven't built on the one foundation that never changes or moves. So, what are the fault lines that you've built on? If you realize you've built on a fault line, then you need to pray and ask God to put you on the rock that is Christ. Check out what David declared in Psalms 41:2. He said, I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on the rock and gave me a firm place to stand. If you discover you've built your foundation on something other than Christ, then ask God to relocate your feet. He will restore you to a strong foundation on the rock, just like he did for David. Hey, I want to encourage you. Evaluate your life. Have you built your life? Have you built the foundation of your life on some fault lines? Or is your foundation firmly and only Jesus Christ? If so, you're going to be all right. No matter what shaking comes, no matter what winds come blowing your way, if Jesus is the foundation that you're built on and Jesus alone, you're going to be okay. We love you guys. We're praying for you. Be blessed.